Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Aptitude Made Easy to Learn. I hope everyone doing fine. In this video, we are going to learn a new concept in aptitude, which is nothing but clocks. Most of the people who are preparing for placements or else government jobs will have a lot of difficulties in solving problems on clocks. So in this video and in the coming videos for few days, we are going to concentrate problems on clocks. What are the different types of problems we can expect on clocks, how to solve them, what are the strategies to be followed. All these concepts we will be going to discuss in this clocks videos. And in this part one, we are going to just see basics of a clocks, like how the problems can be asked, how to solve them, and a basic introduction about a clock problems. Then, why so late? Let's get into the video. Yes, coming to this. Problems on clocks. What are the different types of problems we can expect on clocks? A very basic problems we can expect on clocks. There are mainly two different types of problems on clocks. One is nothing but angle between hands of a clock. So if you observe here, generally there will be two different types of hands in a clock. One is hour's hand, which is a short hand which points out a hour, and another one is a minute hand which points out to the minutes. So obviously whenever we see in a clock, not a digital clock, general traditional clock, in that we can observe three types of hands. One is a seconds hand, minutes hand, and a hour hand. In these problems, we'll be going to neglect seconds hand. Why? Because we cannot expect any problems based upon a seconds hand. So no need to consider that. Just we'll be considering and focusing on minutes hand and a hour hand. So how the problems will be asked? They'll ask problems, find out angle between hands of a clock. Either they'll give particular time or else they'll give picture of a clock showing the time. And the second one is gaining or else loss of time. So let's see first of all, what is angle between hands of a clock? How to find out that? So for example, consider this clock. Is it easy to say what is angle between minutes hand and hour's hand? If you observe, hour's hand is differentiated by red color and minutes hand is represented by black color. So what is angle between hour's hand and minutes hand in this? Of course, this is very simple to see. Why? Because we can observe this clearly. It is forming a right angle. We can say this is nothing but 90 degrees, which is so simple. And one more picture. And what about this? What is angle between hands of clock here? That is hour's hand and a minute's hand, angle between them. So they are lying on the same point. Obviously, that is nothing but 0 degrees. So now we came to know if hands are like this, it is 90 degrees, or else if they are lying on the same point in the same way, that is nothing but 0 degrees, or else if the clock shows like this. So hour's hand is here and minutes on here. So angle between them is nothing but 180. Why? Because it is forming a straight line. So if the clock is like this, if the time is like this, it's very simple to see. But in all the cases, we cannot expect problems in these pictures. Then how to solve? For example, consider this clock. It is nothing but 7:30, right? In a 12-hour clock here, I am showing the time of 7:30. Can you tell directly what is the difference between like angle between hands of a clock here? So obviously it is difficult. Why? Because we cannot say like this. So most of the people will think that okay, 7:30 minutes here, our hand will be at 7. So most of us will assume like this. So forever, whenever we are solving for the first time, we'll think like that only. It doesn't a problem. But if you see clearly, observe in your clock in your home. If you see, whenever time is 7:30, our hand will not be exactly at 7 o'clock. It will be somewhat away from 7 o'clock, like it will be somewhat between 7 to 8. Whenever time is from 7:01 to 7:59. Till this time, our hand will be in between 7 and 8, but not exactly on 7 or else 8. So obviously it is here. If it is here like this, we can see, we can guess angle will be some 30 degrees or else 40 degrees, some round figure. But if it is like this, obviously it will be difficult problem to solve this. Then how to find out angle between this? So it's very simple. So just concentrate here. We'll be going to solve this problem first of all generally, and then I'll show you a formula how to solve using formula also. But don't try to remember formula always. Why? Because we cannot remember formula always. Just try to get the logic behind the formula. So observe here, directly I cannot find out angle between them. So what I'll do first of all, I'll consider one reference line in this clock problem. And in this case, that reference line is nothing but 12. So every clock problem I will assume reference line is 12, this line. And from here, first of all, what I'll do, find out angle mode by R sin first. Let it be theta h. And now find out angle mode by minutes hand, this one. Let it be theta m. So if I calculate difference between theta h and theta m, obviously I'll get angle between minutes hand and hours hand, right? So simple. Then okay, now we came to know, okay, this is the formula to find out angle between hands of a clock. Then how to find out theta h and theta m? Most of us will be having doubts like this. So no worries, we'll be going to clear all these doubts in this video. So don't skip this video if you want to get this clearly. Why? Because every point is important here. Yeah, coming back. Coming to this, how to find out angle rotated by R's hand. So let's go in a general way. First of all, starting from basics. So can anyone tell me, like, can you guys guess and comment in the drop box here, comment in check box, if R's hand finishes 12 hours, which means it starts at 12 and once again it reaches 12 o'clock. Whenever it finishes 12 hours here, how many degrees R's hand will rotate? Obviously 360, right? Why? Because if you observe here, clock is like a circle. So it is starting here, once again it is reaching here, which means it is completing one circle, and angle in a circle is nothing but 360, which means what I can see, for 12 hours, R's hand covers 360 degrees, right? Obviously. And here how many hours it is finishing? 7.5 hours. It is not exactly 7 hours, it is 7.5 hours. So 7.5 hours means, first of all, I need to find out for 1 hour how many degrees it will cover. For 12 hours, it covers 360 degrees. For 1 hour, it covers 360 by 12. That's nothing but 30 degrees. So angle covered by our hand in 1 hour will be 30 degrees. And observe here, can I say here clock rotated only 7 hours? And can I say clock rotated 8 hours? No. Why? Because it is not only 7 hours, it is not exactly 8 hours. It is in between 7 and 8. Which means I need to consider minutes also. Observe this. These lines are nothing but minute lines, right? So our hand also rotates for minutes, which means for 7 hours it is rotated, okay. And whenever this minutes hand covers this 30 minutes, for these 30 minutes also my R hand is rotating. So I need to consider here minutes also. See this, 1 hour means 60 minutes. So what I can say, for 60 minutes, R hand covers 30 degrees. For 1 minute of time, how many degrees R hand will move? A very basic logic, 30 by 60, that's nothing but half. So if we observe here, for 1 hour, our hand will rotate 30 degrees. For 1 minute, our hand will rotate half degree. So these angles related to our hand only. Now, coming to minutes hand also, we need to consider minutes hand also, right? That is theta m also I need to find out. How to check it out here? So it's very clearly I can see it is exactly rotated 30 minutes. But I cannot consider this half degree in minutes space. Why? Because our hand finishes 360 degrees in 12 hours. Minutes hand finishes 360 degrees in how many minutes? So if you observe here, minutes hand will rotate 360 degrees for every 1 hour. So if it completes 60 minutes, then only we will say it is 1 hour, right? Which means it completes one circle completely. So I can say here, minutes hand covers 360 degrees in just 1 hour. 1 hour means 60 minutes. So it covers 360 degrees in 60 minutes. which means here what I can say, for 1 minute, minute hand will cover 6 degrees, that is 360 by 60. So this angle related to minutes hand only, and these angles related to hour hand. And now I need to apply these angles in order to find out angle between hours hand and minutes hand whenever it is 7:30. So I'll find out here theta equals to, I will assume that angle between them as theta. So first of all, which hand rotated more number of degrees? Is it hours hand or else minutes hand rotated more degree here? Obviously hours hand. So first of all, find out theta h and subtract theta m from theta h. So can you tell and can you guys guess how many degrees hours hand will be rotated? So if you observe, hours hand first of all rotated for 7 hours. So it is 7 hours. And for 30 minutes also it is rotated, right? Now I'll say here, for 1 hour it covers 30 degrees. For 7 hours, how many degrees hour hand will cover? Obviously 7 into 30. And not only these 7 hours, for these 30 minutes also, as we discussed here, for these 30 minutes also, our hand rotates. And in 1 minute, it will cover half degree. Our hand will cover half degree. In 30 minutes, how many half degrees it will cover? Obviously, it will be 30 into half. So just what I divided is here, theta h in terms of hours and in terms of minutes also I need to find out. So how many hours and how many minutes our hand rotated? It rotated for 7 hours, so 7 into 30. And for extra 30 minutes also it is rotated. So that's why it came to in between 7 and 8. So 30 into, for 1 minute it is half degree, 30 minutes means 30 into half. Now I need to subtract what theta m. So angle covered by minutes hand. And how many minutes it is rotated minutes hand starting from the reference line. So from reference line just it covered 30 minutes only. So 30 minutes means 30 into 6. Why? Because for 1 minute it covers 6 degrees. 30 minutes, 30 into 6 degrees. Now, by solving this, I can get exact angle difference between them. Like I can take here 30 common between them and I can see, or else I can take 7 into 30 and I can do normally. So this is how generally we will solve, finding theta h separately and theta m separately. But it becomes a hectic process every time, right? In aptitude, we'll not be having this much time to find out individually and to answer. Then from this, we are going to frame a formula. So if you observe here, what is this 30 degrees refers to? This 30 degrees refers to R's angle, right? So angle will be remain constant. If you think logically, my half degree will remain constant. Just my minutes will be changing. So this is minutes, this is hours, and this is also minutes. Why I'm getting 30 into 6? Because it is 30 minutes. Why I'm getting 7 into 30 here? Because it is 7 hours. So these angles doesn't change. 30 degrees, half degree and 6 degrees, it doesn't change. I can keep them as constant. And these hours and minutes will be changing according to our clock. So what I can say now, I'll write it as 7 into 30 degrees. And from these 2 minutes common, right, same number of minutes, 30 minutes and 30 minutes. I'll take 30 common and I'll take minus 30. Why? Because to get a positive value in between brackets. If I take minus 30 common, I'll get minus half plus 6. So I'll be getting 30 degrees into 7 minus 30 degrees into 6 minus half is nothing but 11 by 2. Sorry, this is minutes, right? So what I can say here, as these degrees are constant, this degree refers to hours and this 11 by 2 degrees refers to minutes. So from this I can frame a formula, 30 degrees for h number of hours difference between these, and 11/2 is constant for n number of minutes. So this is nothing but angle between hands of a clock. So if the time is 7:30, I need to apply hours as 7, minutes as 30. And in case if they see a time is some 6:45, what I need to do? I'll substitute hours as 6 and minutes as 45. And I cannot take the symbol as always minus, so that's why I have taken differentiation symbol. So what is the difference between taking minus and differentiation? Differentiation means either this formula can be 11/2m minus 30h or as 30h minus 11/2m. And why I am taking like this is very simple logic. See this, if I take 7:30, obviously hours rotated more number of degrees, so I'll get 30h as a larger value. Consider 6:45 as I say, for example, consider this clock. If I am saying 6:45, hours hand will be somewhat between 6 and 7. 45 means minutes hand will be here. Now minute hand covered more number of degrees than hours hand. So I'll get 11/2m as a larger value. So I need to change the formula according to my question. So either it will be 30h minus 11/2m or as 11/2m minus 30h. So anyway, if we solve some problems on this one, we'll get a clear idea. I'll be going to solve some problems also. Just be clear like up to here, how the formula is derived and what is the logic behind taking degrees between these. So if you get that logic, we can solve problems very simply. Formula is a secondary thing. And I hope this is clear for you guys. And consider coming to these angles itself, there are different keys of problems also in angles. That is nothing but coincidence of hands and forming straight lines or else other angles. So just now we find out angle between these, right? Angle between hands of a clock. So in some questions you can expect how many times you'll get coincidence of hands. Coincidence is nothing but meeting together. Hours hand and minutes hand should be at same point. That is nothing but 0 degrees between them and forming 180 degrees. 180 degrees means it should be like this. 0 degrees means both hands will be at same point. So can you guys type out? I'll give 10 seconds time in this itself. Just pause the video. Just try to type how many times will you get coincident? That is how many times you'll get 0 degrees for 12 hours. For 12 hours, how many times you'll get 0 degrees between hands of a clock? Just type it in the comment section. Okay, see here, most of us, so if we don't know the concept and if we don't know the logic behind this, most of us will assume that they'll meet 12 times for 12 hours, right? But actually, it's wrong. So we'll get theta equals to 0 degrees, that is coincidence between hands of a clock only 11 times for every 12 hours. And not only theta equals to 0, even theta equal to 180 degrees. That is, we can form straight line with the hands of a clock, that is minutes hand and hours clock, only 11 times for 12 hours. Why? Because a very simple logic. Observe here, 0 degrees first will form at 12 o'clock. So next 0 degrees will be formed at not exactly 1, 5, it will be like this. In between 1 and 2 we'll get 0 degrees. So similarly here one more time, here one more time. So like this till 11 o'clock we'll be getting 11 times only. But after 11 o'clock what happens? When it is 11 o'clock, minutes hand will be at 12 and hours hand will be at 11. So am I getting 0 degrees between these? And when can I get 0 degrees between these two? In between 11 and 12 I cannot get exactly 0 degrees. Why? Because whenever minutes hand start traveling towards this, one more time it starts rotating, Our hand will start moving towards 12. And at 12 o'clock, once again it will meet. Which means between 11 and 12, I am not getting 0 degrees. So till 11 o'clock, I will get 0 degrees between these clocks. But between 11 and 12, I am not getting 0. So that's the reason here we'll get only 11 times for every 12 hours. 11 times for 12 hours means I can say here 22 times for every 24 hours, that is 1 day. So for 1 day we'll form these angles only 22 times. And what about other angles, like starting from theta equals to 1 degree to all other angles other than 0 and 180? How many times we'll be forming? So all other angles will get 22 times just for 12 hours only. So in 12 hours we'll be getting 22 times. Why? Because observe here, if I'm saying for example it is 4:15, so it will be some angle. Similarly, whenever minutes hand moves after 5 o'clock, once again I'll get a same angle. So that's the reason we'll be getting 2 times every time. So 22 times for 12 hours, which means I can say 44 times for 24 hours. So mostly we cannot expect this one, but a lot of times we can expect these two types of questions. Just have a remembrance of this one, and from this we can expect some other thing. Like observe here, it coincides 11 times for 12 hours. For every 12 hours it coincides 11 times, right? Which means what I can say, for one time coincidence, how much time it takes? It is nothing but 12 by 11 hours. So 12 by 11 hours means if I take it in minutes, 12 by 11 into 60. So it will be 720 by 11. If I convert into mixed fraction, I'll get 65 5 by 11 minutes. So which is a very crucial point here, which means in order to coincide one more time, for example, they coincide at 12 o'clock. Exactly at 12 o'clock. So next coincidence, whenever it will happen. So these case of problems we can also expect. So when can we'll get next coincidence, which means when can we get 0 degrees one more time after 12 o'clock. So after 12 o'clock, we need to add 65 minutes 5 by 11. So 60 minutes means it is 1 hour. So when we'll get exact coincidence, it is after 1 5 5 by 11, which means at 1 hour 5 o'clock, that is 1 hour 5 minutes 5 by 11, at that particular point we'll get one more time 0 degrees. So like this, if I add up 65 5 by 11 every time, I'll get successive times at 0 degrees. So these are only one thing which we need to just remember. So this up to this video, friends. I hope everyone clear this one. So just I'll say what we discussed in this video. So we discussed about mainly measuring angle between hands of a clock with the general logic as well as with the formula. And also just we discussed the coincidence of hands and forming straight lines. And we'll be solving problems on this one in the coming videos. And I hope everyone clear with this one, and I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any sort of doubts and any queries, drop it in the comment section, or also you can also ping me in the Instagram. I'll provide Instagram link in the description. And if you like a video and if you think this video is useful to you, give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. And finally, don't forget to subscribe. Why? Because more number of people are watching without subscribing. So just subscribe this video if you think it is useful. And finally, thank you for watching.